Hello, everyone. I'm just going to double check and make sure that we're live here for a moment, real quick. Yeah. I love Facebook. I have a love hate relationship with Facebook. And got to make sure you can hear me. Okay. All right. Hey, guys. Okay. So we have several things to talk about on this live today. And at the end, I will be giving you your final clue on what my crochet project is. Okay. So you have until midnight tonight to guess. And if you've already guessed, that's fine. If you have another guess, just guess again. And we're going to do at noon, I'm shutting down all of the comments. Or I mean, at midnight, I'm shutting down all of the comments. And then at noon tomorrow, Central Standard Time, we'll be doing the live drawing of everyone who guessed correctly, okay? All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is the tie-down dilemma. Oh my, can't see my face over that banner. There we go. Okay, so as most of you guys know, we moved to an apartment. And there's only about 6 apartments in this particular building, and we're the only one on the bottom floor, I guess you could say. We're kind of like a basement apartment. So it's kind of weird because it kind of goes into the ground, and then there's apartments up here, and then we kind of go into the ground and underneath 2 different apartments. And so it's kind of a weird situation and kind of set up differently. But we are on the ground floor and there isn't another door next to us. So the closest door is like straight up. So we have a little bit of an area in front of our apartment where there's like a strip of grass, and then there's another strip of grass beside our apartment. And then, of course, there's a big yard in the back. So what I did is I put the tie downs in the front where the dogs in their 20-foot cords, metal coated in plastic, and they're 20-foot cords to where in our apartment's longer than 20 feet. So they can go all the way to our second door, basically our back door kind of, to our second door. And then they can also come up the side of our apartment, but they aren't on anybody else's like porch or by their doors. Well, the problem that I've come into is poles. We have several poles because they hold up the porch that's up above us. So they're support poles, which can't be taken down or anything like that. And the dogs don't know how to unwrap themselves. So basically they'll get going playing and stuff, and then they'll wrap around a pole and then like take off and like almost take their heads off because they get stopped because it's, it's a metal rope and they can't go any further and there's no give in it or anything like that. So I'm having a hard time getting them. It's a very, very high learning curve on a tie down versus a leash. So, I mean, we're still trying it. Like, I'm not giving up on this tie down thing because I don't like walking them together because we do have other dogs around. And when there's another dog out, even with the prong collars on, they drag me. And so I don't normally have issues. But if there's another dog and they want to go play with that other dog, they, even with the prong collars on, they're determined, especially Sissy. And so it's kind of, I'm like, the tie down is a great idea and great concept, except we have all these poles. If there weren't poles, it would be awesome. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on that and how that was going. And if you guys have any ideas about how to get them used to the tie downs, because they don't want to go pee or poop on them either. Fennel has started going pee while they're on the tie downs, but Sissy won't. And so I have to take them off the tie downs, go walk them over to their special little area where they always go pee and poop, and then bring them back to the tie down. And so it's kind of like, how do I get them used to it? When they've never had to be on a tie down before. They've always been on an electric fence. And so they're used to having those boundaries, but they're not used to having those boundaries with a cable. So I don't know. We're still trying, and I'm taking some video, just here and there to view their or to do their progress, or see their progress. And I am seeing a little bit of progress, but it's still, like Fennel's peeing now. So I want them to start pooping like right in front of our apartment. And that actually will help us on walks, because then we don't have to carry a baggie of poop back to the house. So, and we'll get into that in a second. Okay, so the second thing that I wanted to talk about is when you're walking your dog, the human manners around walking your dog when there's other people around or other people with dogs around. Okay, so we had a situation the other day, and this is why this is so important to me, because I want my dogs to be safe, but I also want other people's dogs to be safe as well. And we have a neighbor who has a dog that's older. He said he's about 13, had a mate until about a year ago, and she passed away. So his dog now, the male, is doing great. I mean, he's, whatever, he's gotten through the depression phase and the grieving of the loss of his mate and all of that, but he's still very elderly, and he's also very skittish since she passed away. So sudden movements, like when I first met his dog, I barely moved my foot and he took off because he's very skittish, which is fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I am more than happy to be patient and, even work with him and work with his dog to just make his dog as comfortable as possible in the last year or so of his life, which is always our goal as dog owners, is to make them have the best life possible that we can offer them. And so, his dog is really, really skittish. Well, Fennel is actually pretty good around other dogs. He doesn't scare other dogs away. He doesn't really bark. When he's on a leash, he doesn't bark or anything. When he's in the house, he barks because he wants to go play. But when he's on a leash, he doesn't bark at him. He doesn't growl. He doesn't lunge or anything like that. He just walks up to him nice and calmly and just, plays or whatever, or sniffs and lowers his head, all of the submissive dog stuff. And so, but Sissy is very aggressive when it comes to, if she wants to play with you, she's going to play with you. And sorry, guys. And she will bark and she will growl and she will, really just, go for it. She's never bit another dog. She's, she'll lunge and she'll run full speed, but then once she gets to the other dog, she just stops and she just sniffs their butt and everything. But she's very loud and obnoxious and seems very, very mean and everything when she sees the dog. And especially if she's on a leash. When she's not on a leash, when she's outside and she's not on a leash and there's a dog walking down the street, like when we had our electric fence, she just right through the electric fence and just, didn't bark, didn't growl, nothing, just walked up to him. A lot of dogs are more well-behaved when they're not on a leash, actually. So we kind of have to teach them to be well-behaved on a leash, but that's not what I'm talking about here. So we know he has a dog. We know the neighbor above and over one has two dogs, or at least has two dogs that visit regularly. So there's lots of dogs. There's also a couple of cats that live around here. So when you're a human and you're walking your dog, let's talk about the manners that you should have when you're walking your dog when it comes to other humans that you come in contact with or other humans walking their dogs. So basic manners, plus this is a law, okay? So Belton has leash laws. I don't know of a city anywhere that doesn't have a leash law on the books. Even for cats, you have to have control over your dog at all times. And there's a reason for that. because not all dogs get along with each other, and that's okay. I'm telling you guys right now, it's okay. Your dog doesn't have to get along with every other dog and become best friends with every dog it meets. In fact, I discourage that, because the more annoying they are and the more they want to play with every other dog, the more dangerous the situation is, because that other dog is not trained as well as yours. Okay, always remember that any dog that you encounter on the street is not as well trained as yours. Okay, if you're following all of my training tips and your dog is very well trained and you have them under 100% complete and total control, that other dog is not as trained as yours. That other dog is not as well behaved as yours. That other human doesn't have the same manners as you do. That other human doesn't take into consideration the safety between the two dogs. They think, oh, my dog is fine. My dog doesn't bite people. My dog has never bit another dog, so it's fine. We can let him off the leash. That's not true, okay? That's not true. And get this through to your neighbors. I don't care if it's a Chihuahua. I don't care if it's a Great Dane. I don't care if it's a Mastiff. You have to have control over your dog. 100%. Total, complete control of your dog 100% of the time, okay? And I cannot stress this hard enough, because it irritates me so much when people don't have control over their dog and then they blame the dog that's on the leash because the dog on the leash bit. Okay? No, it doesn't fly with me. If somebody comes and they have their dog off leash and my dog is on leash, that dog comes into my dog's area and disturbs my dog and starts making a ruckus and my dog bites, I'm going to get on your butt for it. And I'm probably going to take you to court over it, because your dog was out of your control, okay? I was watching a Judge Judy episode, and if you guys saw, I posted a post about Judge Judy and her feelings about pit bulls and stuff at one point, and I don't agree totally with the way she feels about pit bulls, okay? Because every dog can be dangerous. Any dog can be dangerous. And actually, when you look at the statistics, dog bites are very rare, okay? And most dog bites occur on children. And a percentage of those dog bites are actually pit bulls, yes. Actually, a higher percentage than others are pit bulls, okay? American Pit Bull Terriers, not Staffordshire Terriers, not bullies, not bulldogs, okay? American Pit Bull Terriers is what I'm talking about. And they have a very strong bite. They don't have the strongest bite of all dogs. They just don't. That's a misnomer. And I think, oh my gosh, now I've lost my, the police dogs. You know, police dogs. Holy cow, why can't I think of the name? Hang on, police dogs. Let's see. German Shepherds. German Shepherds, I believe it's German Shepherds have a much stronger bite force than pit bulls. And so it's a misnomer that pit bulls have the hardest or strongest bite of all dog breeds. It's just a misnomer. There's several that are worse. Mastiffs can actually destroy you in a matter of seconds. I mean, pit bulls can too, but when we're talking about general characteristics and stuff of how dangerous dogs are, we actually have to take into consideration every single breed and the possible outcomes of an actual true attack, okay? So, and a lot of dog bites with smaller dogs are not actually reported, okay? So I've gotten bit several times and it was never reported. I didn't even report it. One was by a black lab, which I actually did end up having to go to the hospital for to get stitches. One was by a Cocker Spaniel, and another one was by some little mixed breed dog. I don't even know what kind of dog it was. I was vacuuming underneath a bed in a client's house, and he just came out and bit me. And two of those three, I did not go to the doctor. You know, I just put Neosporin on it and kept going about my day. So it's a big misnomer that pit bulls are responsible for a majority of the dog bites, because we don't actually know how many of these smaller breed dogs are actually biting people. I do know that as a general rule, smaller dogs have badder attitudes, worse attitudes in general. A lot of times the bigger dogs are more cuddly and more apt to let kids get in their faces and things like that. So when we're talking about the manners of you walking your dog, you have to take into consideration that. You have to remember that the other dog is not as well trained as your dog is, period. Okay? And that's why that dog and your dog both need to be on a leash. Unless you're at an off-leash park and you know 100% for a fact that your dog is very well behaved around other dogs, then like Sissy, I would never take her to an off-leash park. Fennel, maybe. But Sissy, no, because she is dog reactive. Not that she's dog aggressive. It's not that she wants to attack every dog that she sees. She's just reactive to other dogs. She's a very, I guess you could say, a loner. She's a loner. She likes her family and that's it. She doesn't want other dogs coming into her space and stuff like that. Now, when they do, it's not bloody. I mean, she doesn't bite them or anything like that. But I don't want to put her in this situation where another dog would irritate her to the point that that could happen. So my manners when it comes to walking my dog is to keep her away from other dogs, period. Kids, she loves kids. I could walk her into a daycare and she would just lay down on the floor and let every single one of them pet her, but walking into a senior citizen home, she probably wouldn't. She would get very anxious. My granny came over. She's almost 80. She came over and she walked into the house, and I was trying to get the dogs put into my bedroom because they jump, and she's elderly and stuff. And she opened the door before I could get them in the bedroom, and they ran and they jumped up on her, and she was just like, "Oh, I love you." And she had to hold on to the table so they didn't knock her over. And she was like petting their heads and stuff, and they just loved it, So, I mean, they're loving dogs. They don't want to just attack people, but you cannot take that chance. Always keep your dog on a leash. And if you see another dog off leash, get your dog out of that situation. Don't even, it's not even worth your time to try. Okay. Get your dog out of that situation. Report it to whoever you've got to report it to. Your apartment complex, to police or whatever. Hey, there's a dog at large. Get them fined so that they understand that they need to put their dog on a leash. That's just basic manners, plus it's a law. I mean, it's the law. Follow the law, because too many times a little kid will stick their hand through a fence and get their hand bit, and then the parent says, "Oh, it's that dog owner's fault." That's not true. I'm sorry, but I have a fence there for a reason. Keep your kid out of it. Keep your dog away from mine, because my dog may not like your dog, and that's okay. It's okay for dogs to not get along. I mean, for crying out loud, my 2 human kids almost end up in fisticuffs every single freaking day. Okay? So if they were dogs, they'd probably already be dead. I mean, literally. They only have restraint because I threatened to smack them upside the head. Okay? I don't actually do it, but I don't think they think that I would either, but you never know. I don't know. They always say, "Mom, you talk big." So anyways. Okay, so manners when you're walking your dog, always keep them on a leash, period. As my daughter would say, period poo. Period poo. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means, but she always says at the end of a sentence, period poo. Okay, so period, no exceptions, no excuses, leash, absolutely 100% of the time. Your dog under your control, because they may not like another dog, or that other dog may not like them. Okay, so that's basic manners, and it's the law. Next thing we're going to talk about is poop bag importance. Okay, let me see here. I don't think I have any right here. I have hundreds of poop bags. I buy them by the case, okay? And here's the reason why. Yeah, I don't have any over here. Here is the reason why. Because when we are walking, when we had our own home and we had our own yard, yeah, whatever, they poop in the backyard, I'm not going to clean it up because I don't go out there with them all the time. So I don't even know where they poop, you know? And it just dissolves. It's fine. Our backyard was so messed up because of them anyway. So the grass dying and stuff, it didn't matter. So, but when we are in a communal space, when we're in a shared space, and the yard is not yours and it doesn't belong to you, when you're taking your dog on a walk and you're passing by a yard that's not yours and they poop in the yard, okay, you have to pick it up. That is another law. That's a law, actually. You cannot leave your dog's waste in on another person's property. So just because I rent this apartment does not give me the right to leave my dog's feces all over the place. Okay. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because, oh, wow, I don't know what I did. Hopefully y'all can still see me. I pushed a button. The reason I bring this up is because I was out after dark. I mean, because it gets dark at like 5 o'clock now. And I was out after dark walking the dogs. And I came back in. I picked up my dog's poop. When they pooped, I picked it up. Came back in and I had crap on my shoe. Okay? Twice. 2 pairs of shoes, I ended up with crap on the bottom of them because I stepped in somebody else's dog's poop. Okay? Diarrhea is one thing. You know, you could even grab a glass of water and water it down and try and get it to wash away a little bit or something. But somebody else's poop I've stepped in twice now in the past week and a half. So less than 2 weeks, two pairs of shoes I've had to clean because I've stepped in somebody else's dog's poop. It is inconsiderate of you to not pick up your dog's feces. Okay? I'm just going to tell you right now, if you are one that does that, stop. Just invest in some bags. They have them at Dollar Tree. They have like 8 rolls for $1 at Dollar Tree. You don't even have to buy a dispenser. I have like 4 dispensers that I've bought over the past like 6 months or so. But, you know, just, you don't even have to have a dispenser. What I do, let me go grab it actually. The dogs are literally right behind my chair where I can't even scoot out. Yeah, you're not going on a walk right now. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here's their... Go on, guys. These are their... And I've talked to you guys about various leashes, and y'all know my favorite leash is the leather leash. But when we're walking them together, I've only got 1 leather leash. I want them to have as much room to, you know, sniff and stuff, because we go on sniffing walks all the time. So I use their 20... Stop, Fennel. They just love the leash. They know as soon as I pick it up, they're going on a walk. So I use their 20-foot retractable leashes, which break a little bit easier. These ones have actually survived quite a lot of abuse. My favorite one is this black one. It's called a Flexi Standard 3. The black one's my favorite because it actually has this locking button, so you push it like that. Well, when you push it like that and it locks and it won't come out. And this one just has 1 button and you have to push it down and forward, and I just can't see. And I mean, it's just really difficult to use for me. So, I mean, you push it and it locks, but if you want to keep it locked at a certain distance, it's really difficult to do. Anyway, so on each one of their leashes, I have a poop bag dispenser just hanging off, and all dispensers come with some sort of attachment method. So this one I actually got from the Sheraton when I stayed at the Sheraton up in Minneapolis. There's a hair in my mouth, and it says the Sheraton on it, and they're refillable. So you can actually refill them with your own bags once, and as soon as those bags, I've gone through like 4 rolls of bags on this thing, and you just put your own bags in there and just close it back up, right? I've got one that's in the shape of a fire hydrant, and I've got this little pill looking one, and this one actually screws off, and then you've got the bags in there, you know. So if you are leaving your dog's feces on either communal property or someone else's property, there's no excuse for you to do that, because pet companies make it so easy for you to carry bags with you all the time. Now, when you're taking them on a walk, if you want them to like only poop in your yard or in your space, just keep them out there until they poop and then go on a walk. And pretty soon, after doing that a few times, they'll realize, oh, as soon as I poop, we get to walk. So then they're going to be pooping and peeing really, really fast. You can clean it up, throw it in the trash can right then, and then go on your walk. And what I've done is I have a trash can right outside my door, and it's got all of our poop bags in it. Full poop bags, actual bags with poop in it. And I just throw it in that trash can and leave it right outside my door. Now, it doesn't smell, and this is the thing, because I have some bags that are actually scented. They're the biodegradable ones. They're actually scented. I don't know how they get the scent in there, but then I also have a trash bag in there that's also scented. You can also put a lid over the top of it. You could use a diaper dispenser for something like that. And I keep it outside because I, of course, don't want my house smelling like crap all the time. But, you know, yeah, you pick up your dog's poop. I mean, that's part of manners as well. When you're walking your dog, just pick up your dog's crap. It frustrates me to no end to step in somebody's dog's poop. And also cat owners, you have to pick up your cat's feces as well. You can't just let your cat roam around and poop in everybody else's yard and stuff like that. Like, we've got a dog coming down and pooping in our little area right here in front of our house. And then the cat poops over here. I don't know. It could have been cat poop that I stepped in. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, I am really, really, really frustrated because of basic manners just don't mean anything to some people. And that's really sad. That's really, really sad. So tie down, we're working on it. Hopefully we'll get it pretty soon. And I'll let you guys know how long it takes to get used to going to the bathroom on the tie down versus on a leash. Because on a leash, it's really easy. I don't know why. They just go. Manners, when you're walking your dog, keep them on the leash. And if you have a neighbor or somebody else who walks their dog not on a leash, report them to whoever you need to report them to get them fined or whatever. And with the poop bags, invest in poop bags. Attach them to your leash. Don't go around leaving your dog's feces everywhere. Just don't. I mean, it's illegal, and it's unhealthy too. I mean, it makes grass die. It kills the grass. And then other people step in it, or your dog steps in it, or another person's dog steps in it, and then they track it into your house. And that's just gross. It's just disgusting. Okay, so the moment we've all been waiting for, your last clue. All right, your last clue. So here is what I'm going to do. Hang on. All right. Your last clue is actually a song. Okay. So I'm going to play this part of the song, and this will be your last clue. Guesses close at midnight tonight, and then we'll be doing the drawing at noon. So get your guesses in now while you can. Okay. All right. Here's the song, guys. All right. Did you get that? Okay. So that's your last clue for the drawing. So we have some really awesome guesses, and I'm not going to tell you how many people actually guessed correctly, but we do have at least one correct guess. So look back on all of the other clues. And remember, I've talked about this before in a live or in a live or in a post. Your dog will look cute and will be cozy. And, oh, you know what? I don't remember if the last clue. Oh, yes. Okay, the Christmas pictures. I was like, oh, was that actually a clue? Your dog will look so cute in Christmas pictures. Okay, so it's great for winter, but it's also perfect for Christmas pictures with the family. So get your guesses in. Don't forget to put your guesses in the actual post that's pinned to the top of my page, because those are the only guesses that are going to count. If you guys have shared this to other pages, then make sure, or shared this to your page, make sure that you let people know. You have to come back to the original post to actually post your guesses. If you've guessed once or twice, I don't care. Just keep on guessing until midnight tonight, when all the comments will be shut down. We'll do the live drawing tomorrow at noon. And yeah, that's about it. I do have one question for you guys. I have the opportunity to get some fairly awesome, I think they're awesome, dog and pit bull related, not stickers, but vinyl transfers, I guess you could say. So you can transfer them yourself onto different items like a cup, or even use it on your car, like as a bumper sticker on your car, or things like that, onto your window, stuff like that. So we've got lots and lots of dog related things and dog related sayings, pit bull pictures, like my logo. You can get that one. We own the rights to, my sister and I actually do own the rights to all of the pictures, any of the pictures that you guys see, or the little cutouts and stuff like that. We own the rights to all of those and all of the sayings and things like that. So we can sell them for fairly cheap, because we bulk buy all of these designs and stuff. So if you want them on canvases, if you want us to put them on cups, we can put them on cups and seal them with, oh my gosh, I don't remember what it's called. Let me see. I was talking to my sister actually right before we got on here. Oh, I don't want that. I want my messenger app. Let's see. It is... I don't remember what it's called. Oh my gosh. Man, today my brain is just not working right. Cup coating. I can't remember what it's called. Epoxy. Coated in epoxy. So you can get a design put on the tumbler, on a cup. We have all kinds of different colors and sizes and stuff like that, so we can get you pretty much any size and color that you'd like. And then we put the design on the cup, and then we coat it in epoxy. So let me know if any of you guys would be interested in that, because I'm considering adding them to my website. But if nobody would be interested, then I don't think I'll add it to the website. I'm just asking you guys' opinion on that. How would you guys like to have like a cup that says Pitbull Mama or something like that on it? So let me know in the comments below. Get your guesses in on the original post that's pinned to the top of my page, to the Pampered Pitbull and Mama page. And yeah, your last clue, I will play it one more time. Give me just a second to get it back to where it was. Okay, one more time. All right. So there you go. That's your clue. Go back and put your guesses in. And every day is a great day to be a Pitbull mama. And I will see you all tomorrow at noon. Bye, guys.